right, so I like to do things kind of interactive. So if in the middle of the session you have a question, feel free. Please raise a hand. Let me know that you want to ask something. You didn't understand something that I said or just want a clarification. I'm happy to do it. We've got a nice cozy group is what I like to call it. It's marketing spin. So if you guys want to just, again, interact, please feel free. Let me know. All right, so the session today is about affiliate program interactivity and attribution. Basically how you can tell what affiliates are doing within your program and how to identify those affiliates that are really driving significant value versus those that are not, right? So it's actually a pretty simple agenda. Going to define what attribution is. For those of you that already know it, just bear with me. It's only like one slide that we define attribution. Then we'll go straight into how we can identify those affiliates that are performing well and those channels that are performing well for you. And then just a really quick take action at the end. One thing that I did want to point out right from the beginning is a lot of times in marketing channels, you feel the pressure to lower the cost of acquisition, lower the cost of sale. So a lot of times people are looking at attribution as a reason to lower what they're paying affiliates. And if that's what you came in here today, I hope that you walk out of here thinking that is not the mentality that I need to have managing my affiliate program. My mentality that I need to have is reward those with as much as I can that are driving me the most incremental value and pay less to those that are not driving me that incremental value, that may have driven sales to me that I would have received anyway. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. How many merchants do we have in here? Like people that run, okay, good, a good portion. And affiliates? Okay, great. Are you guys here to figure out how you can be on that right side of the spectrum? Got it. All right. So really quick, attribution, what it is and how we measure it. So on any given sale, a lot of things can happen along the path, right? Somebody clicks on a paid search, then they click on an affiliate link. Then they close their browser, come back later, and they go through organic search. And then ultimately, the merchant sends an email back to that person. They click to do, and they make a purchase. Well, just putting some time frames on it, let's just say 33, 15, 3, and today. What's your attribution window? How far back do you look? What pieces of that made a difference in the sales that you're counting today? Does that make sense to everybody? So we'll say 14 days, just to make up one. We'll actually ultimately end up a little longer. But if we say 14 days, then we're going to pull the affiliates out in the paid search. Well, is that accurate? I mean, did the paid search have no value in driving this sale today? Or did the affiliate have no value? Different people are going to argue different things. And a lot of people think, well, I got to draw the line somewhere, and I get it. And actually, towards the end of the presentation, you'll see that you can actually track this separately between new customer acquisition and previous customers. And that's where you can really get some amazing value for your analytics. So I chose, for the purpose of this presentation, to use 30 days, because that's typical for merchants online. They look at a 30-day window. But again, in the case that I gave up here, paid search would not get any credit whatsoever for this sale that occurred. So I'm going to call that outside of the attribution window. And then we're going to keep these terms, and they're going to continue to be here throughout the presentation. So I'll leave them up here. But this is the introducer. That's the initiation of the customer to your site. They introduced that customer within this attribution window to your site. Influencer. They didn't introduce, they didn't close, but they were along the attribution path. Now, I chose 3 here just for clarity, but you could have 15 people within the attribution window. Actually, I have an example of that a little bit later on. And then you have the closer, right? If you are the merchant, okay, if it's your site, you're the one that's counting, and at the end of the day, you're the one that has to look at the value that everybody's bringing to your site. Which one of these is the most powerful, the one that's driving you the most business? I'm not moving forward until I get an answer. So who said closer? All of them? It really depends. And how do you tell, right? So if I took this person off, how do I know that this would have still closed the deal, right? I see what you're saying on Closer. A lot of people think that way, right? Because it's like a sales cycle. If a salesperson, the last salesperson that came in, they're the one that sold the channel, that sold the customer, they're the one that gets the commission, right? Well, a lot of online is the same way. My only problem with that is if you look at your analytics from 10,000 level view and you don't look at the attribution across all of the channels, and you say, wow, email is absolutely killing it. It's amazing. It's closing 95% of our customers or whatever it is. We need to cut off the affiliate program. But if you cut off the initiation, the introducing of the customer, the email is never going to have a chance to close that customer, right? So how do you attribute that across all of them? There's different networks, different tools that you can do this, and we'll talk about that today. So I'm actually going to keep these terms here on the top. Just going to move them down to the bottom so that you guys can have that continuously to refer to as we go through the presentation. Okay. Here's something that happens to all merchants, and I don't know how they do it. So nod your head if this happens to you guys. So you're going through your either Google Analytics, or if you use Omniture or Core Metrics or whatever report that you're used to using or tracking mechanism. You look at paid search and they got $100,000 in sales. And you look at affiliates and they had $100,000 in sales. You look at organic search and they had $100,000 in sales. And you look at email, they had $100,000 in sales. So if you look at it, wow, I got $400,000 in sales. But in your bank account, you only got $150,000. That doesn't work, you know? And that's how everybody, almost everybody does it today. Everybody does it that way. And the only answer that they have is they look at either last in. I worked with a company that did first in over the last 60 days. But what about the closing channels? So there's ways that you can actually divide up the credit for the sale amongst all of them. So getting into, we're here at Affiliate Summit. We're affiliatemanager.com. This is about affiliates. So I'm going to look at 2 networks that actually can help you do this themselves. And then I'm actually going to look at Google Analytics and how you can use Google Analytics to get this answer for you as well. So ShareSale, one of my favorite networks, has a great tool that you can actually see on a per affiliate basis. All these dots are where they clicked on an affiliate link. Now, that is only within the affiliate channel. So you can deduplicate within affiliate channel. You can see, okay, this affiliate came in 1 minute before the sale occurred. Their value to the sale is much less than this affiliate that introduced it in the beginning, possibly, right? Each merchant's going to change how they feel about each affiliate and how they interact, right? And within ShareSale, you can actually set rules to pay more or less to somebody based off of that. You can divide up that commission amongst them. There's also this report, which I like a lot. You can kind of tell when sales are coming in. So if you run an affiliate program, which I know a lot of you in here do, and the director of e-commerce or the VP or whoever comes to you and says, we need to lower the affiliate window down to 5 days. Well, you can tell them, well, you're going to cut out 14% of our affiliate-driven sales. We need to increase the commission 14% to counter that lower window because we're taking money away from our affiliates in that case. Does that make sense? Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Great. Another great network, I love them, is Avant Link. And within Avant Link, if you're an Avant Link merchant, actually, even if you're not, you have access to Avant Metrics. They sell it as a separate service. And you can look, here's just a sample report. These are the ones that actually were deduped, right? So in other words, it touched multiple channels. And then it gives you really, really, really deep insight. And this can go across all channels, not just affiliate. Now, here's the difficult part about Avant Metrics. And let me be clear. Number one, I'm not affiliated in any way with Avant Link or ShareSale. I manage programs there, but I don't get any money for talking about this. The difficult part is you have to install their JavaScript on every page in order for this to work. It needs to know where this traffic is coming from so it can track, okay, this person came from paid search. They landed on a landing page, the JavaScript's there, drops a cookie and says, this person came from paid search. 2 days later, they come from organic search. It's going to drop a cookie, said this came from organic search. And that's how it builds this report at the end of a sale. So a sale occurs over here. It's going to say an email campaign, then organic search, then a direct type-in, and so on. Okay? So you can have that at your fingertips if you want to use AvantLink. They're much more advanced, I would say. And if you're already there on affiliate network side, which, by the way, they're a terrific affiliate network as well, could be a great solution for you. The third way is Google Analytics. And almost everybody, even if you have Omniture or Core Metrics, you're also going to have Google Analytics. Does anybody not have Google Analytics installed? Okay. So if I ask who has Google Analytics installed, everybody's going to raise their hand? Yeah? All right. All right, so this is actually fairly new in Google Analytics. And tell me, has anybody played with the multi-channel funnels? Great, great. So you're going to, I mean, you can back me up on this. This is just such a wonderful, wonderful tool within Google Analytics. So you go to conversions, you go to multi-channel funnels, and you're going to see this pop up. Love Venn diagrams, and this is just a wonderful one. So you can see here you got direct, organic search referral. You can actually add others onto here, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But it looks like very little actually touches all three, but there's a lot of interactivity amongst two of the three programs at any given time. Does that make sense how that works? Okay. So if you go to conversion, you go to the top conversion paths. This is where I pulled those icons out of earlier. You can see, now I do want to point out, this is the basic channel grouping path. This is the default one that Google gives you. You can actually build advanced ones. And the rest of the slides that I use the ones that I built that include things like affiliate links. And you tell Google how it can tell this is an affiliate link. So that way you can include this in that report. So going back to top conversion paths, going to campaign path. Now I just did, I included the affiliates in there. And I included a specific affiliate ID. Let's say there's an affiliate that just came out of nowhere. Last month they did 0. This month they are doing $1 million in sales. And I want to know what they're doing, why they've gotten so good. So I run this. And I even went so far as to pull just this particular affiliates. And you can see it's really interesting. Here's somebody that went through 6 affiliate sites before they landed and made a purchase within 30 days. That seems different to me. That seems interesting to me. And you also see that this particular affiliate, sometimes they're first and last. Sometimes they're just first. And in this case, they got beat out for the sale. So it's just another way to look at it. Yeah.
30 days.
Yes. Yes. 30-day attribution window. Yes. For the whole presentation, it's 30 days. Now, and that varies. I mean, if you have an expensive product, chances are you want to make that a long attribution window, right? If you're selling something that's $1,000 or requires a lot of touches by your customer service channel, you need to make that longer, okay? Especially in the affiliate world, because from an affiliate perspective, the last thing you want to do is send all these clicks to a merchant and get 0 commissions. What are they instantly going to do? Pull your links off their site. Never work with you again. You want, and that's what I said in the beginning, you want to reward the good affiliates, and this is, to me, this is a good affiliate, one that's initiating a lot of traffic, and they're always in the top of the funnel, right? They're bringing you new customers. So I like this affiliate. I'm going to reach out to this affiliate and say, hey, what can we do to work together more? Does that make sense? Now, if you have if your average conversion on your site on all the other channels is a day, then you're going to lean much more towards that right end of the funnel. You're going to look for affiliates that can go for that quick close. If it's usually that's a lower priced item, something that somebody's instantly going to buy. Here's another one. I love this one because it kind of tells you overall, here's a higher level view, but it does have the attribution built into it. Here's basically the marketing channel that you're using. You can build. Now, this is a custom one that I did put affiliates into it. And if you have an affiliate management company, have them do this for you. Okay? They should know how to do this. They should know how to identify which affiliates are performing well for you and how you can maximize that relationship. And in this case, you can see our client had $137,000 in assisted value and $60,000 in last interaction. And now, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you if they have more at the end than in assisted, they're more valuable or less valuable. Again, that's going to depend on your product. This particular product was a very expensive product. As human beings, we tend to like to look at this number, try to figure out a value and say, oh, is lower good or is higher good? It really, again, depends on your particular product. And in this case, we see that affiliates were much more of the introducers than they were the closers, right? And in this case, direct type-in, a lot of times people would come back to the site, directly type it in, and then make the purchase. Or paid search was about even, okay? What you don't want to do is identify, again, on the right end, say this guy is a closer. Within my attribution window, I'm going to cut off my paid search, and then you're going to say, you're going to keep this 344,000, but you're going to lose out on this 410. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, most merchants only credit the last in. Oh, this is one of my favorite. New visitor. We talked about this a little bit in the beginning. If you go to the second dimension and you add in new visitor, you can actually see by channel. They'll break it up, new visitor here, but it's direct and direct, or organic or inorganic. And you can see how those channels are driving people to you on a new customer basis versus a previous customer basis. And you want to treat them differently. They're not the same. If you have a channel that's driving you, $500,000, or let's look at paid search. New visitor, yes. It's driving you $212,000 and $209,000 on a new visitor. It's very valuable. Sure. This is still looking, well, it's looking at the 30 days in terms of the sales cycle, but from Google Analytics, if I'm not correct, and if anybody here knows, I don't know everything, I'd love to hear it. I believe it's as long as Google has been tracking your system. Okay? Well, if it's anything like the display, it'll be the 540 days, because they can keep a cookie there that long. But I believe they can tell if it's a new customer since the beginning. But that's a very interesting question that we should look in. Anybody else? Yeah.
Was it a branded product or unbranded?
This was a branded product.
I think that depends on if the product is a brand or not, or the site is a brand or not.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, there's a ton of different things that you need to factor in when you're determining this. Because a non-branded product, it's going to be a longer cycle. You're going to need 10 touches versus 1 touch, right? Introducers more powerful. Agreed. Agreed. Right. I think you can do the last in. Affiliates kind of expect it and they know it. And if you change it, if you ever change it to something that's other than last in, you need to let your affiliates know. They need to understand what are the rules of engagement of how I'm getting paid. Now, last in is just what everybody's used to, but it's also, to me, the easiest to come in and snipe, right? This is why I suggest that you do this. You create campaigns for affiliates and look at affiliates in particular, and then you can see on an affiliate by affiliate basis, this affiliate is driving me, introducing a ton of revenue, but they're on the wide end of the funnel, right? They're on when somebody's looking for a review on an HD TV, right? They're not on the side where somebody's doing a search for buy HD TV, right? So everybody understands what I mean by that, right? Just different sides of the funnel. They're over here. That doesn't mean that they're they're worthless. They're actually probably more valuable in that case. It's a higher price product than this person over here. That person is just at the end of the sales cycle. Or maybe you treat them the same. Now, there's different ways to handle that within the affiliate networks. And the two that I work with the most would be AvantLink and ShareASale on that. And they both allow you to divvy up the commission amongst the affiliates along the way. And you could set those rules. You could say, if it's within 5 minutes of the actual sale occurring, I only want to pay them 1%. And they do that to counteract those affiliate sites that are basically either trying to bid on trademarks or coupon, where they get to the confirmation page. And I don't want to group all coupon sites like this, because most coupon sites are really good, but some just target the people that have the coupon box on the confirmation page, which prompts the consumer to go search for a coupon. So you put that together. They were already going to make the purchase. Now they're just looking for a coupon. They go back to the browser. They look for a coupon. They click on it. That's all within 5 minutes. You can treat that separately than you do everything else. Does that make sense? AvantLink is a little bit more advanced, and I like what they do, but it could be a little bit, what's the right word? It could get you into trouble if you don't know what you're doing. So for example, AvantLink, you can say for the introducer, the influencer, and the closer, you can divvy up commission all the way across. But the way that they actually do it, and this is brilliant and interesting, but you got to know what you're doing, they actually divvy up the sale amount to each person, not the commission. Excuse me. So for example, if it's a $100 purchase and there's all three involved, there'll be 33.3%, 33.3%, 33.3%. So each will get a sale of $33 at their full commission, not 1/3 of the commission at the full sale amount. Does that make sense? And the reason why that can get a little tricky is if you're with cashback sites, right? And anybody here use like a Fat Wallet? Yep. Okay, so if you're at a site where you're used to getting your cash back, what you do is you click on it, you go through, it tells you you're going to get your whatever 5% cash back, you make your purchase, you only get 5% cash back on $33, but you know you purchased $100, right? That's going to prompt you to go to Fat Wallet and say, what happened? What's going on here? Does that make sense? Okay. This was a great study from Affiliate Window. This is a great network if you're looking to go in US and overseas. They are probably the biggest overseas. But this is based off of a large advertiser, 12,000 orders. This is a random 12,000 orders over 3 months. 44% of the transactions have a single refer. So 44%, you don't even have to worry about attribution for this particular advertiser. 88% have 5 interactions or less. Of that 88%, an average of 2.2 affiliate referrals. So every sale, on average, that had more than one, it was usually over 2 affiliates that were involved in that sale. And 54% of all affiliate interactions that ultimately lead to a sale are not the last click. So in other words, more than half the time, affiliates aren't getting credit for a sale that they helped drive if you're on the last click only method. Okay? So I know I asked before, who here has an affiliate program? How did you, anybody want to answer this question for me? How did you determine how much to pay? Nobody wants to answer? Number one answer. We looked to see what our competition would do. How did they figure out how do you think they figured out what to pay? One of my favorite things that everybody always does, do you have a paid search? Do you guys run? No, you don't. Anybody run paid search and affiliate? No? Yeah? You could make up numbers here, but keep the ratios the same if you don't mind. What's your return on ad spend goal for paid search? Okay. Would 5 or 6? Yeah. Would a 5 or a 6 sound about right? A return on ad spend? Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. So to define return on ad spend, it's for every dollar you spend, how many dollars in sales are you bringing back in, right? So if it's a ROAS of 6, for every $1 in marketing spend, you're bringing $6 in sales. I'm actually going to make it 5 so I can do the math in my head. So if it's a ROAS of 5, for every $1 in ad spend, you're bringing back $5 in sales. That's a cost of sale of 20% that you're willing to pay towards your paid search model. But that same person, I can almost guarantee you, is paying 3% on their affiliate program. So what's different? Why as merchants, are you willing to pay 20% for an acquisition channel that's not guaranteed, that's on a CPC basis, but for an acquisition channel that is you only reward when they actually bring somebody in, you're paying them 1/6 of what you're willing to pay a paid search channel. Does that make sense? Does anybody know why? I'm searching for the answer.
A lot of it for us is for branding, just to get ourselves or our name in front of an audience that we may not get on the website.
So she said branding is one reason, but I think affiliates are probably the ultimate branding.
They are, but it's a complement to it.
Right, sure. So, but if you're looking for branding, both would be there. You know, I think they both at least provide equal value there. And the only thing that I can ever think of is people think that affiliates are just getting involved in sales that would have occurred anyway, so they're lowering it. They're lowering that rev share percentage, and that's what I'm hoping that this attribution can help all of you figure out to properly pay the affiliates that are driving you sales. And I'm telling you, if for you, for example, you just looked at your competitor, if you could really afford more and you identified the affiliates that you could pay more to and you rewarded them with what you could pay them, they're going to bend over backwards to send you and not your competitor as much traffic as they possibly can. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All right, so just so you guys know exactly how I did it, all you do is in Google Analytics, a lot of networks, that one that you just saw, that was a Google affiliate network, affiliate ID. They can actually inject that. Most affiliate networks can do that. They'll inject that affiliate ID. Bless you, bless you. They'll inject that affiliate ID into your Google Analytics campaign for you so that you can run that report that I showed you earlier. Find out from your network if it has an attribution solution. So how many people are, anybody in here on ShareSale? AvantLink? CJ? CJ? Okay, CJ. LinkShare? Google Affiliate Network? All right. So most of them have some sort of solution. Work with your account manager there to figure out what that is. And then, just based off what I just said, reward your high-value affiliates. If they're on the left side of that chain and they're involved in many sales, but they're not getting credit because they're one of that 54% that they're involved in the sale but not getting credit for it, change how you're paying them. All right, questions? I know we asked questions during it. All right, thank you very much. Oh, wait.
So for those advertisers that are working with networks where you can't actually divvy up or assign some kind of weighted distribution of the sale, what do you recommend how do you recommend compensating those that are on the left? Would it be increasing their commission, doing some fee, or CCC?
So you're saying if you can't divvy it up, but you can identify it, knowing that you can do that via Google Analytics, how do you reward them? And yes, I would reward them. And I understand that everybody has a cost of sale budget that you need to hit, right? And a lot of times that's another reason why sometimes people use affiliates to drag down the cost of sale that paid search gets so high, so that the average is going to be somewhere in the middle. But for you, in your case, I would say look at the people. If you have affiliates that are driving little to no value, that they're always within 1 to 5 minutes of the final sale, and you have affiliates that are touch points all along the way but never really able to finish it, shift it. If you don't have the budget for both, so you know this guy over here, you can make them 2%. But this girl over here, you can make her 8%, and it'll still average out to where you need to be in your cost of sale. So. Yes? So if you're going to divvy up based off of the introducer, influencer, and the closer method, that should always be static. Don't change that because, again, affiliates need to know what to expect. But if you, in the case of, as what this gentleman said over here, if you can't do it that way, then I would say, then you do it on an affiliate by affiliate basis, right? And identify those top guys. Anybody here that has an affiliate program knows if you're lucky, 5% of your affiliates are active, right? You don't have to look at everybody. Look at that 5% that are active. It might only be 50 people, right? Look at those 50 people and see what they're doing. And it's going to be really easy to identify those that are really driving value. And you can really identify the ones that aren't. And you can start to shift. That's what this is for. Interesting. Right. Well, you could know. I mean, if you implement this, you'll have that answer. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes?
How do you, you want to do more of those affiliates that want to be effective. And you want them to increase the amount of effective.
Yep.
So that means that they are rewarded with an X% of commission.
Yep.
How do you make sure that he starts an extra stuff?
Yep. So when you reward them, that's always the best time to ask for something. Ask for better placement. Before you even offer this to them, go to their site. Notice that you're below the fold or you're 3 pages in. Go to them and say, hey, we want this placement, and if you increase sales by 10%, I'm going to increase your commission by 3%. And they'll take that all day long. All day long. All right, so one last thing. We do actually own affiliaterecruitment.com. If you leave me a card, I'll send you 3 value-added affiliates that should be in your program. So my cards are up here on the right as well. Thank you.